Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Two Yuba County, California 17-year-old males were apprehended where they were staying in the 1400 block of Industrial Drive in Sulphur Springs. The runaways were reported missing from Marysville, California, and were being sought by Yuba County authorities. They are being held in Hopkins County Jail awaiting California transport back to Marysville, a city of 12,000 located north of Sacramento. The city was evacuated earlier this year under threat of flooding that was caused by a breaking dam. The Special Crimes Unit assisted Child Protective Services in the Monday arrest of Destiny Michelle Parker, age 25, and John O.C. Peck, age 39, both of Yantis. The pair was arrested following the birth of a child that tested positive for methamphetamine. The child was removed by CPS at birth for the safety of the child. Special Crimes Unit and CPS had presented evidence to the District Attorney's Office, which granted felony warrants. Both Parker and Peck signed acknowledgments stating they did in fact use methamphetamine. They're in Hopkins County Jail, charged with injury child with intent, and are being held on $30,000 bond each. A defective tail light drew the attention of Hopkins County deputy around 10:30 p.m. Monday night. Sarah Nicole Pritchford Gaston, age 27, of Hugo, Oklahoma, was traveling north on State Highway 19 when stopped. The deputy noted several indicators of possible drug use. The search revealed small plastic baggies containing a clear crystal-like substance believed to be methamphetamine inside several cigarette boxes. Pitchford Gaston is in Hopkins County Jail charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, and is being held on a $10,000 bond. In 8th Judicial District Court Monday, Nakia Dean Lindsay pled guilty to burglary of a habitation assault and was sentenced to 5 years in Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He's also scheduled to plead guilty to a misdemeanor assault family violence case in county court later this week. The plea to burglary of a habitation assault was made in lieu of standing trial for burglary of a habitation intent to commit murder. Cumbie police identified Lindsay, age 35, of Cumbie as he was driving on West Main Street in Cumbie. They knew that he was wanted on a warrant at the time of his arrest. Investigator Corley Weatherford of Hopkins County Sheriff's Office had filed a warrant following his investigation of an incident that occurred when Lindsay assaulted a family member. Should Lindsay ever commit a felony in the future, he faces 25 years to life. Here's Don Julian with sports.
We're hot, let's go!
The Lady Cats track team competed at a Gilmer meet last Friday, and Lady Cats track coach Tristan Abrams said it was quite a step up in competition for the Lady Cats this season. I caught up with Coach Abrams as members of the Wildcats and Lady Cats track teams had a spring break practice at the track complex Tuesday morning.
The Gilmer meet was a meet that we needed for the most part. It had a JV and a varsity division for the girls, and this was the first time we ran a JV division as well as a varsity division. We did not win the meet, which is a first on the season on either division, but I was pleased with the fact that I was able to take multiple girls due to these other meets that we've gone to. We hadn't been able to take very many because it's only been a varsity division, so we've been trying to rotate some young ladies in and out just to try to give everybody an opportunity. But we were able to take everyone who could go, which was really good. On the JV division, we had several young ladies do well and place in their respective events. Same on varsity. The thing is that meet, you start to throw in some East Texas schools, you start to throw in the Liberty Ilos, and you start to throw in Gilmer, and Marshall was there, and Tatum was there. So we start running against some of those schools and start throwing against some of those schools. It kind of puts things into perspective, just to be quite honest with you, to see where you are and things that you need to work on whenever it comes to getting a little bit closer to this district race. And with that being said, the competition level was raised, and I was proud to see how our young ladies competed in that atmosphere. But for the most part, you know, we didn't do as well as we had been doing, but I was pleased with what we did, and you know, I can't complain about what transpired. To name just a few young ladies who placed in some events. This week was the first time that Abby Baird jumped as far as long jump. She's been nursing an injury, but she long jumped and placed second. And the thing is with her not being able to work long jump very much, we were having some issues getting on the board, but with that being said, she placed second, and I asked the gentleman that was measuring the jumps if he would measure where she jumped from, which was quite a bit further back from the board, and she would have actually jumped about a 19-foot jump. Yeah, it's very wild. If she would have hit the board, so I was really pleased with Abby and her coming out and jumping. So, you know, with more work, I expect to see some really good things out of her. And with that being said, you know, again, we still have Nasaya jumping, we have Amani jumping, so we have some really good things going on with jumps. The throwers, again, they competed very well. We ran up against some stiff competition, so, you know, we didn't place like we've been placing. But I was happy to hear from those coaches that those young ladies competed and didn't bow down to the competition that was there. They continued to compete. This week was actually the first time our relays weren't first. And that's good. You know, as crazy as it is to say that, that's good, because it allowed us to see, okay, this is what it's like to run against some really fast people, and see how the technique of the handoffs and how being smooth with those things will really help and benefit us in the future. But all in all, you know, I was pleased and I was happy with what went on. Just to name two more young ladies again, Sadavia and Nasaya. I was really pleased to see those two young ladies run. They ran the 100, and again, you know, running against the Gilmers and the Liberty Islos and those girls. It was the first time those two young ladies seen that type of competition. And I believe they went 2-3. In the 100 meter, and I was really pleased with that. It was good to see them compete, and you know, and it was great to see them run in the same heat. That was the first time they've run in the same heat all year, and to see them compete against one another. So it's going to be really fun to watch these young ladies here in the near future, and to see where we progress to, and see who we can get out to the area meet, regional meet, and heck, we may sneak someone in the state meet. So let's see what happens.
Now, you're working today during spring break, and I think you have a couple of practices for the squad this week.
Right.
And what's next after spring break? After
spring break, 2 or a week from Thursday, we are running in Lindale. They're having a meet there. It's great. I believe Jacksonville is going to be there at this meet. I believe I saw Wills Point, Lindale. There's somebody I'm missing, but there's going to be another pretty good meet that I think is going to be good for our kids to see those teams, because, you know, we hadn't seen very many East Texas teams. The folks we've been running against have really been the towards the west and north area. So it's going to be good to see those schools from the east again, and to see how we compare to those that's actually near our district and in our district. So it'll be fun, and it's always exciting to see these kiddos go compete.
The Cumbie baseball team dropped a non-district game to Alba Golden 12-4 last Friday at home. Cumbie scored a run in the bottom of the second inning to cut the Alba Golden lead to 3-1. Alba Golden then scored the next 9 runs to take a 12-1 lead. The Trojans rallied with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th to make it a 12-4 game. Cole Sprague had a good day with a bat for the Trojans with 3 hits and 4 at-bats with a run scored and an RBI. Ethan Coble hit a double, and Cumbie had 8 hits, and Ethan Coble took the pitching loss. Meanwhile, the Lady Trojans of Cumbie lost a softball game recently, losing to Honey Grove 15-0. The Lady Trojans are now 2-2 in district play. Carly Talley took the pitching loss. Alyssa Morgan went 1 for 2 with an infield single, while Laura Rector went 1 for 1 with a walk and an infield single, and Sydney Spillers was 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.